Recording started.
I don't see it. Okay. All right. Can you just forgive me if it's wrong? But this is why it's then G. G is going to represent whatever he said. Okay, and G for God. Okay. So 2024. Since what we can translate that as far as like a pseudo it is like what you would imagine in a logical argument, not one that's actually meets the requirements of logical, but in an argument in the logical sense of condition, consequent, premise, conclusion. So if you want to translate his question, including the implication, then it would be, if you're based on Jesus' birth, then so not a pseudo it, a logicate, a logicate, because arguments can also all be its, right? If premise, then next premise. If next premise, then next premise. If next premise and if next premise and next premise, or no, and previous premise, which I don't know we had been establishing. Or you know what's going on. All right, logit. So you can do. So this is the logit, but the brain isn't logical. So then we'll have to. So what the actual underlying mind it's, the actual like underlying it's, are going to be different. Or all right, so I mean maybe we should. And it is a psychological thing, but a logit is not a type of psychological it. It is an if-then statement that is, a language logic thing. And then the its, the idea is that X liveries from its are meant to sort of, or its and the X liveries that they produce, that's supposed to be comparable to logits and the conclusion that they lead to. And it's nice that I talk to Leo, because sometimes I do feel like we can be a little bit more real here. I feel like I can explain less, because there's nice moments where I was talking to Leo and he was like, "Yeah, I got you," and I was like, "Yeah, of course you do." You know, I'm used to having to explain it to So anyway, so I'm gonna what's that stupid cliche that I always feel like doesn't apply to me? Play to your audience's intelligence, or give your audience the benefit of the intelligence doubt, whatever it is. Okay, so that's what we're doing. All right, so if you're based on Jesus's birth, then G. Let's go back to A's comment. LMAO, it's sad that in 2024 Insta God. Oh, gosh. Well, we should have put the time. All right, we'll put a hashtag YT, hashtag file video. Okay, and a hashtag it theory, hashtag. Oh no, we'll do the it symbol, which is almost a hashtag, actually, I just realized. Yeah, it's an incomplete hashtag. That's so funny. Just horizontal and vertical lines. If I do hashtag Hashtag it. It's weird to, because if, especially with my handwriting, it does look unfamiliar, and it looks like it shouldn't. There isn't enough symbolism for it to be meaningful. But you know, it's just, the hashtag just looks similar to the word it. And anyway, sorry about that. Hey Neo, beer for focus, please. Excuse me. Excuse me, buddy. I appreciate it. All right, so. So our buddy Jonathan, who's A, or half of A, but he's the person who said this A thing. Our buddy Jonathan, he said, basically his claim was just no G. Okay, or you can do a tilde. No G. And then B was responding, and no G, and he mentioned the year. Okay. And then B went, if you're based on Jesus, then G. Then I was like, shit. Yeah, we shouldn't phrase the year that way, because then we won't meet that condition for them to think that they've said something logical. Then B said 2024 is more widely used for a reason. So this is, we see the social proof here, or social proof. So first of all, he establishes it's widely used. Or is there another term for that? But yeah, he establishes it's widely used. That's already that's a premise for us. That's a condition for us. When we hear that something is widely used, there's a piece of us going like this. There may be another piece going like this, especially if you're someone who wants to be different or who is different and whatever. But in almost everybody, I just can't imagine how that just wouldn't exist in a mind. If widely accepted, then this. Okay, so let's say. So he's got 20. I don't. Again, sometimes. Here's what you do. Well, it's a yit. Anyway, it's a yit. It's a yit. Yits. That's yits and gits. Let's say you don't have to put them as if thens, and if you absolutely want to, then you just do it reflexively. Or the other idea I came up with, I was going to say ChatGPT and I, but sometimes I worry that you're going to actually think it's ChatGPT coming up with this. ChatGPT did not come up with this, but it was in our conversation. I like to share credit, but I would like to share credit with a human, because that human is going to be able to then tell people, no, he's being humble. He's the one who came up with it all. Okay, so I don't think ChatGPT got me like that, though. And I don't think anybody's going to be able to interview my Seri Astra. Actually, I guess you could, and I hope that you do that. No, I don't need the credit. This is all ChatGPT. Okay, so we have a yit. Yits and our knowledge its, and gits are value its. Okay, so we've got a yit, which we can either phrase as, if 2024 is more widely used, then 2024 is more widely used, or you can phrase it as, if consulted, then 2024 is widely used, or is more widely used. Okay, so we've got that yit first. So now we can move on to the it, the bit. If you're from day one and you know about bid theory, because anyway, so if we need to distinguish, we can say a bit. That's just an it that is neither a yit nor a get, not to be confused with a bi-it, which is a biconditional it, specifically a biconditional bit. 2024 is more widely accepted, so we've got the yit for that. Okay, so if fucking hell. So 1 is the it for that. 2, if 2024 popular, then 2024 good. Sorry, which one are we doing? Are we doing... Oh, and then also if you really need to distinguish between logits and mind it, you can say bits. That's okay, good. Shit. All right, so if 2024 popular, then 2024 true. And it's so funny because, so this is a good example of spill, and which probably could also be explained with nodes, but it's a phenomenon that I label as spill, where 2024, if 2024 popular, then 2024 true or good or, whatever. And that thumbs up ends up carrying over when it shouldn't. So we'll see that, I think. All right, so 3, if something for a reason, then, yeah, we're doing logits, or this one is anyway. If something for a reason, then, no, if something for a reason and something popular, then something true. No, then reason true. Which should kind of be labeled as a correlation causation thing. Because it's not popular because the reason is true, but that's sort of how that's what this fallacious logit or bit. I don't really know which one I'm sort of doing, or whether I'm accidentally doing a combination. If 2024 popular, then 2024 true. And that's why it's... So the bit would be, if 2024 popular, then... So we need yet another word. Because, yep. Wait a minute, which place did we decide on? Because what about that place in the woods? No, you can't have... So it's based on context. So, yep, in my vocabulary has so far meant... it's like a way to find out, hey, look, you just said this thing. I'm not cool with it. Are you cool with like what you just said? Do you agree with what you just said? Or this thing that you just said clearly follows from a racist bit. But are you cool with like that instinct? Or are you like, oh shit, no, that's regrettable. That's what yep means. Like, yeah. Could be, my dad calls me the wrong name, so I'm my dad. Hey, Ben. Ugh, Flora. Ugh, Cairo. Enal. James. Francis. Eris. Now, he doesn't yep any of the names that he said before he got to Eris. Maybe the second to last one. But he doesn't yep Ben. He's not going to be like, no, yeah. Yep, very good. Your name is Ben, bro. So now if you see the word yep in a bit, in an it, then all that means is vote yes. And then
satellite dish didn't
pay.
like snap off or something.
Yep, and pay. And when you pay, when it delivers pay, gosh, this is absolutely pay. And of course that's just yep backwards. When yep delivers pay to the subsequent it well, it may be exciting that, but that itself may then go pi something. So pi and pay are related. One is PYE, one is PUI. Pay is PUY. So pi means to vote down. Yep means to vote up. But vote up or vote. So then it's just assumed that whatever the condition was. Or is it just kind of a... That's the affective fallacy? Fascinating stuff. I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, but pay is opposite of yep.
Yesterday Kahneman died.
Bit to bit.
So, I don't know what the audio is about to be about, but maybe I'll also include...
Thumb up, thumb down. Thumb down.
Maybe we'll read a little bit from the book, but anyway, today is a day of mourning.
And then if you ask someone, do you yep that?
For Daniel Kahneman.
Do you yep that instinct? Then now they're speaking as a system. You've asked the whole system you've asked, and so they can go like this or like this, right? But if it's within the phrasing of a particular it, then it's only talking about that it's
one up, but
awesome.
But
okay, so
just gonna fall again, right? And I don't know like where to put them so they don't blow in the wind.
Oh yeah, so in this case it's then yep 2024. Anyway, now almost anything about associated with 2024, it's got a thumbs up, just and you know within reach. It just just the neighbor has got a big thumbs up on their lawn. So anytime thoughts about 20, and that's how spill happens, and that's how nodes work. So you've got this 2024 that's been thumbed up. And now that it's been thumbed up, that when that thumb's going to get consulted, and all sorts of unjustified things are going to be sort of believed, which is that 2024 is true. The explanation for 2024 is true. 2024 is useful. What else could a thumb up for 2024 mean? Or, you know, really it's Anno Domini. So if AD put, so I should have been saying Anno Domini. So it means it's useful, its origins are true, and its users are good. So that thumb up for that year, inspired by one little avenue, caused by one little avenue, it's going to end up being consulted. And that's what spill is. Because that's what happens when you have an efficient, simple system. You know, that's good enough. Obviously, we're going to burn ourselves to the ground because of the weaponry we're capable of and the arrogance. And now we're able to come up with all kinds of arguments that sound right and are absolute so shit. And it's just like, what? What? How did you just say that? How are you going like this in here to the things that just came out of that mouth? But anyway, this is how, because you know, so let's be humble. I don't have to get upset if y'all stop telling me that you're irrational. I can be very, very understanding. I get it. I just get annoyed that I have to convince you that this is happening, even though I'm constantly suffering from it.
Oh, my Nobel.
And you are too. Everybody you disagree with is too confident in things that are too stupid. And y'all can't talk about it because they don't hear how stupid what they're saying is, and they don't hear how smart what you're saying is, and vice versa. Because, not everything you're saying is smart, not everything they're saying is actually dumb. Of course, there is often enough an imbalance, but how do you judge that? Because, of course, we're always going to feel like, oh, no, I'm the smarter one in the interaction. Well, then empiricism is how you answer that. So let's all get our, all right, maybe not plaster on our forehead, but everybody needs to know what their IQs are. And when you're giving me shit, and imagine the IQ system was really well developed, right? Like really in depth, and it was able to not discriminate and whatever. And it was just really good. How much relief that would be. All right, are you a fucking genius? And I'm an ape? And that's why I'm not understanding? And everything that you're saying is shopping? Or are you the ape? Can you just show me your forearm? Like, bro, I'm not gonna be mean to you. Just it'll give me a little bit of peace if I see an 85 on there, because I'm confused as fuck right now. And it wouldn't just be about IQ; it would also be about background in the field, or the topic at hand, access to information, time having been spent. Anyway, gosh, in the future, there's gonna be a little AI that's gonna be able to go, yo, all the power to you for the fact that you're engaging this conversation, that you're trying to learn, that you're giving the other person benefit of the doubt. You spent an hour on this, and can I just tell you, I'm running an analysis based on their language use, their use of facts, their apparent reasoning ability, their apparent awareness, things like that. And if this person don't want to learn, stop talking to them, because you won't be learning from them. You could learn something from them, but what y'all are talking about, and they're just digging their heels in, and they're very wrong. And also, likewise, for the other case, because that happens certainly to y'all. No, it happens to me too, I guess. I wish it did. If I went to grad school, it would happen to me too. But that would be so good. Hey, an AI that goes, hey, Eris, all your ajits here, I know they sound so reasonable. I know that everything the other person is saying shows, and everything you're saying sings. But this person has a 180 IQ, and has demonstrated Erisic principles, commitment to empiricism, commitment to reason, ability to imagine, and ability to have skepticism of self. Plus, he has studied this material. Now, for as long as you have, but with his 180 and with the fact that he is empirical and trying to be reasonable and being imaginative and being skeptical of himself, my analysis shows you should focus on asking questions and prepare to have your paradigm shifted. Can you imagine? That's gonna be such an awesome future. Now, will we miss out? Absolutely. Absolutely. But that maybe that's a logistical issue, or maybe that's just a risk we have to take. Maybe dumb people being discriminated against about intelligence-related stuff will just happen. I don't know. But it's not really about... I don't think our intelligence varies enough for that to be a major problem. And people kind of hang out with their own anyway, don't they? By the way, where are y'all at? And then people already dismiss people anyway. Oh yeah, we already are missing out on shit. The problem is now we're missing out from the value that could come from everyone who disagrees with us. It'd be better to at least reduce it to just missing out on the value of dumb and unqualified and mostly unerizic people, right? Because honestly, if you can't be 80, but if you're at a 90 and you're erizic and you have some experience in with the subject, well, the AI I don't think would write you off. Yeah, so it also has to be a good AI. Yeah. And it's not like if I don't smoke, I'm going to make it to that time. How long? What do you reckon, Eris? We have pretty good AI. Don't know how it compares to the AI that'd be necessary to evaluate that, but we have pretty friggin' good AI. All it is about being able to install it. And people, have been talking about that, and people are looking at that and maybe even working on that. Development is exponential, they say.
I feel bad, bro.
Sometimes I think, what is the point of any of this? Given that
So Neil will do a YouTube live.
life just isn't going to be like this much longer. I mean, not only are we going to get past capitalism and hopefully return to some normalcy where we are animals on this planet and we're just have an incredible ability to engage with it, but we're not constantly, I don't think we have to work 40 hours a week or do something that we don't enjoy 40 hours a week in order to survive. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. And people who are millionaires working 60 hours a week, they fucking love it, dude. They fucking love it. But most of humanity is working 40 to 60 hours a week on the necessary stuff that isn't super enjoyable or rewarding. Okay. Maybe with the alcohol and the speed at which I was speaking there, I was definitely agitating. A bunch of justifications were coming out for a position that I held or something I want to communicate. There wasn't a whole lot of... So what's the opposite of an agit? A check it, So like, an agit is the Defense Department in the mind that's like, look, I don't need the details. We'll come up with something to defend this thing. Doesn't really matter whether it's right or wrong, whatever. We'll come up with something. Now, the agit department is super strong because we don't have critical recognition. So we believe in all this activity. But if we knew that we're these biological entities that just evolved to be the way that we are, not in order to find truth,
Actually, we're gonna,
and not with this environment,
we're gonna do a YouTube live.
This culture.
So I guess
Then,
audio you've been listening to,
well, that would take a little bit of the wind out of the sails of the agit department, because now there would be opites for the agit department. And the opites for the agit department, by applying the agit,
wouldn't have happened without Kahneman.
Would be also hype, or not by, but maybe as well, would hype the what? What's the opposite of the agit? The opposite of agit is a department an internal affairs department. Not bad. IA, agit. Come on, what is it? Professional Standards Department. What about a J? Justice.
You're French too.
Internal
Did you
Justice. No, let's not talk about
Mother
justice.
bugger.
It's an audit. It's an audit.
Right. My positivity.
Audit.
No, today's a day of mourning.
Audit. Audit, bro. Fucking love it. Audit, bro. So the audit. So that's, you know, when we have more critical recognition, we'll have the humility to be developing our audits.
At 8 a.m.
And audits are so cool. Audits go back and check the information that what's come out is based on. Don't have much of an impulse to do that. So the audit, nobody likes IA, bro.
So I Googled
certainly not the sit stem. But no, that can be one of our gets.
Lo and behold,
We have a yit that we are human biological things. If you're a human biological thing, you are not a reasonable soul. Okay? You can have a git that's like, if consulted, then we want to take responsibility for our fallibility. So then going back to, so then we have the yit. Yeah, so there are base its that you have to phrase either reflexively or with the condition if consulted. But there are also yits. They're not really like bits as in processing. They're yits as in knowledge. So if...
Oh shit, it's 90. Sorry,
fuck,
pal.
I lost my... What were we talking about? If... I didn't lose my train of thought. Just what
And also,
specific thing that we were talking about?
With this bend anyway.
If...
Right, I'm moving up to 5th. Ah, there's a biker.
Oh yeah.
There's a bend.
If consulted, take responsibility for fallibility. And then, oh yeah, the yit, the last yit we were talking about is if,
as soon as I looked away from the 90.
Not rational soul, then fallible. And then you've got the git, if consulted, then take responsibility for fallibility. So then you've got a bit, if fallible, and take responsibility for fallibility, then audit. And you just have to hebit that whole it.
How cool would that? Well, actually, no.
Get it nice and strong.
Real quick.
And try to no heed, no need the shit out of the agit. So by when you're defending something, when you're like, this is true because blank, 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 slow down.
So good, buddy.
Don't think, oh, I'm on a roll, I'm winning, this is fantastic.
Super.
Pie that, bro. Fuck, pulse that, bro.
We'll practice.
Don't celebrate it. Don't tell your friends not to celebrate it when you seem to be on a roll with the rationalizations. Slowly, the agit will get a little bit weaker, making room for the audit to be more kit in the sit stem. And this is another thing. I couldn't speak in my it slowed down the ideas when you're forced to use early 21st century English, because early first century English isn't based on psychology, and it's based on a very incorrect psychology. How amazing I swear, check all of that, bro, against my definition. And I honestly don't know that it could have been said. It just would have taken a lot longer. Nuances would need to be explained, because the words we have just don't have the right denotations, let alone connotations. Let me pee real quick. We can talk. Okay, so the audit. That's great. Great. Okay, the audit. Wow. It's fantastic.
First thing we're going to do.
And it's nice that I didn't have to invent a word.
Because
I'm constantly, I've got an it in here. Constantly surveilling operations. anytime well, actually, its condition is if a word is invented, then um, you're a lame-o who thinks he has to reinvent the wheel. And you're just inventing nonsense. You're inventing and thinking you're doing something, but you're not. These are unnecessary, meaningless words. You just want to be inventing. But look, we're not going to audit it. We're not going to audit right now because anyway, audit is an actual word, and we're using it to mean the same thing. You'll have slight grammatical differences, but yeah. So audit, opposite of agit. All right, good. That's great. Okay. So where were we? If year based on Jesus's birth, then G. And later he was like, so then we tried to do the popular thing. Someone do that in the comments. There we go. That gives you something to do, and I'll feel less lonely if I see someone come up with a good. You can do the logit. You can do a logit or a map it. By the way, why have I been calling it an it map? It's so hard to say. It's a map it. So the map it is sort of it's like an argument in logic. You got like premises leading to a conclusion. So it's the sequence of its, some of them happening in parallel, that produce the exlivery. Okay. So 2024 is more widely used for a reason. So we'll logit that. The argument is, all right, let's try to do pure. Let's move away from if then for a second because we're still practicing, and I think this will help us. Okay.
This is a pretty nice region, eh?
2024. So 2024 is widely used. We'll do another one. 2024 is let's do AD is more widely used than HE. Three. There is a reason. 20 AD is more widely used, and we can imagine another one. There is a reason AD is widely used. Let's do it. Okay, how do you do there? Some reason AD widely used. Okay, now the next one is obvious. Oh no. Yeah, well, so you could say conclusion G. All right, so we're missing some steps. I mean, we're trying to create a version of what he said that can be evaluated as an argument. So we're going to try to make it as complete as possible, even if these weren't all of his thoughts or whatever. We're gonna bend it. We're gonna accord him the benefit of the doubt and try to make something as complete as possible.
What the fuck?
Reason AD is G.
He's probably looking out of his peripheral.
So yeah, let's make it as
Playing it
complete as
cool.
possible. 6.
So I know I've scared some people
Um,
or annoyed some people.
let's be as fair as we can. Reason AD is G. G is known. Trying to avoid it being circular. I mean, to avoid it being circular, the only thing that came to mind is reason AD exists evidence for G. But I can't be that generous. What's something else? Reason that AD is widely used. All right. AD used. No, AD widely used. AD more widely used.
Oh God.
So we're just going to call this P and PP. Okay? All right, so let's write these out again. So I suppose what I've done is you're just looking at the page, the finished page. That's what you've been looking at. And I know that one of them was quite messy, and I was worried, and I guess kind of thought it was cute, but I'm kind of regretting it because it must be. But no, I think it is kind of nice. You can see me get to the page that you've been looking at, but I'll try to keep it clean. Wait, no, you can hear me get to the page you're looking at, and then you can deduce. So then that was written later. Okay, you didn't think of that until later. I see. Okay. So P 2 PP 3 PP
Fucking look
Can you
at him.
PP justified? No. PP has cause. That's the box. That's from my thing. All right. PP has cause. 4. P has cause. So then, all right, let's define that in here. P has cause equals Q. And then the other one is QQ. 5. Q. Q is G. That's this not. I'm not doing this right. Q. So if we're being super generous, if G, then Q. So there's an assumption that if God exists and Jesus is real and Christianity true, then of course the calendar would be used. And then that's what this is, a denial, an affirming of the consequent, which is fallacious. Okay, so 6. We've already established Q. So then our conclusion, G. So if we're being super generous, based on his sort of ex livery, imagining an argument that could lead to that ex livery, or that could be thought to a human brain to lead to that this is what it would look like. Now, if I were an alien, I wouldn't have been able to come up with this, because it would never have occurred to me to conclude G, because maybe in this alien brain, for somehow it knows it's evolved a little bit more, and so because right now the brain is okay. This is untrue. What I'm going to say, but it's useful. I'm going to call it a first layer association network. Relatively speaking, let's say it's a first layer association network. It can't differentiate easily, or many of its parts don't differentiate. So you have two things. Suppose that these two things are associated in the brain because they are correlated. Okay? One happened after the other, for instance. The brain's going to go, oh, hey, look, they're associated. One caused the other. And then what was the other example I was going to give? Oh, yeah. Or imagine a conditional. So instead of the correlation causation issue, imagine conditional. These are associated because if this is true, then this is true. But, oh, look, they're associated. And I'm not going past that. So that means if this is true, then this is true. Does that make sense? Or, and this is kind of how spill happens. We've been talking about spill. So, let's say there's an association between looks and health. Of course, we evolved an association between those two things. So basically, how that association manifests is that if someone looks good, then we assume that they're healthy. And if you tell me about someone super healthy, I'm going to picture someone who, looks good. So then if they look good, then no, I shouldn't have done that. I should have done appearance and morality. There are certain features that we've come to attribute with certain personality traits, or that sort of are associated with certain personality traits. The bone structure in the face. There are correlations with trustworthiness, with ambition, things like that. So, and then of course, what ended up happening is that those features that we can associate with morality, well, those are people that, that it's advantageous to be around. It's good to be around moral people. Well, so then of course, well, what's the best way to get you around those people then? Well, if they're moral, then they are attractive to you. So I mean that in two ways, or I'm saying two things with that. I only meant to say one thing, but there's two things to take from that. One is, I suspect, and this was not what had pre-livered, but it's something that came to me after I heard myself say it. But one, I suspect that if you show a photo, I bet there's already research. You show a photo of someone, you tell a story. They did some heinous crime, okay? And you ask the subjects, rate this person on a scale of 1 to 10, how attractive they are. And you tell the subjects, don't think about that story I told you, or you do it subtly, right? You encourage them not to think about it, and you say just purely physical. What do you think? And you measure two things. One, of course, the score that they give, and 2, how long it takes them to give you a score. Because what that will be interesting is, and that'll show you this association, this consultation thing, because they want to give a score for attractiveness. They're looking at the features. But there's another part of them, another it, going, yo, this person sucks. And so the subject's like trying to focus on the features. And they feel sort of, they know the features are attractive, but they're taking a while to say, we're just talking a couple of seconds maybe. Or maybe longer, maybe you'll see, geez, I'm maybe like an 8, but like, that doesn't feel right. But I think that's what I would like say if I could, you know? So I bet that a conflict between the moral evaluation, the attractiveness evaluation would happen just because of the way the association matrix, because it's an association like that, and because it's relatively first layer in the sense that it lacks certain nuances, I guess. So anyway, so by affirming the consequent in that step 5 there, affirm consequent. So that was wrong. You can't do that move. So G, this conclusion, of course, is not justified. Hope I've done that not really terribly or stupidly. Okay, now let's go back to this previous page. Oh yeah, you've been wondering about this part. Oh, that's too thick of lines. That was for the audience. Okay, I didn't mean to separate the page like that. All right, I'll put the date again. 24C, 23F. Okay, so now let's look at some stuff. One thing I see immediately, right, is if consequent if yep consequent, then yep condition. So that's in it. Just by the way it's structured, that's something that we see. We see that if a consequent has been yepped in the mind, there's a protocol that yeps the condition. That's why affirming the consequent seems like such a... That's why it's a fallacy. It's seemingly plausible, but it isn't. What makes it seemingly plausible? Because this it, I'm going to put a star next to it, exists. And it is a mallet. It doesn't, I guess, really have an evolutionary advantage except for just like, we have to remember we're not perfect systems, so it's just, that's why I was like saying just by like design of the thing, it's just, that's just how it is because it's not more complicated. It's not more developed. It's not more nuanced. And it's not more nuanced because that's just how shit develops. There's a simple form, and in the future, if we make it, several hundred generations, 1,000, I don't know, whatever, or maybe if we breed, or maybe with some AI modifications, then, yeah, so this is really like a ghost it. That's what we can call that. A ghost it. It's like a phantom it. It's like, it's an it that doesn't actually biologically exist in the brain, but it's worthwhile identifying it in the map it. But it sort of represents just the absence of something, or the absence of it'll represent an assumption. Or whatever. By the way, put timestamps when you respond. So this is a ghost it. Too many words, bro. But I and also maybe we can, someone else can help me reduce the language by,
Oh boy.
I mean, you know, God forbid I have a whole bunch of
Gonna be easy, buddy.
words for the same thing.
This is not going to
And
be easy.
and then also where we can use language that we already have.
Oh no,
You can
they
help
have
me
it. Oh, they have
find
a
that.
trailer. That's
But
even
let me
harder.
imagine, bro, and then we can prune later. All right, so a ghost it. So this is a ghost it, and that's in it not thought to literally exist. It's like a pseudo it. Thought to literally exist, but no, I'll let you come up with, if you know what I'm talking about. It's like it's like a part of the thing, but it's not actually wired that way, where there's literally an it that's waiting for, it's just that it's just domino consulting. It's just spill. Okay, so what you can do for the literal its, all right, here are the actual bits. Here are the actual par bits. Here are the actual par bits for that, for that. If, yep, consequent. Then, yep, part. Okay? If, yep, part, then, yep, thing. I don't want to put the word whole. We're just doing another ghost hit here. Okay, what if we do it this way? I don't know about this. If consulted, this is a yit, right? If consulted, then yep. Because I know that in the mind, we will check on our evaluation of a thing. It's basically, imagine a report card.
Fuck.
Let's say it's got 5 subjects on it. It's got art, science,
Close the fridge, buddy? God damn.
psychology, or critical recognition class. It's where you learn about your its and all that stuff. Art, science,
God
critical recognition, math, and history. Okay?
God damn.
Let me write those down for you. Art, science, recognition, math, history, language. Okay, so we got these 6. Oh, I should have just drawn out. Okay, so we got these. This is the report card. Okay.
God damn, bro. It's got to be someplace to pull over.
What's the most universal grading system? Should I do percentages? But no, I want it to be, I'm gonna do, fuck it. Even if you don't, you know what ABCDF is, don't you? And then sometimes there are pluses and minuses. Okay. So suppose that. Put some dots. Suppose that in math, this person has an A. No, it's not a ghost it. That is a literal it that's going to exist in the brain. I mean, I'm looking at this report card. I'm like, oh, this is a smart student. I don't give a shit that all the other things are empty. I should. But of course, we're prone to insufficiency because we make do with the information available. We gotta act. We gotta move. That's how we're wired. So basically, anyway, what I'm trying to talk about with spill is that basically, math teacher grades his math test. Based on that data, goes over to his report card, writes an A on it. Art teacher is wondering, which student should I give the last spot for the mural, like who's going to work on the mural, on the school mural? Who should I give that honor to? The last member of the team. Let's see. Let's look at Teddy's report card here. An A. Well, that does it. I'll do it for him. Yes. And then of course we have if oh shit.
Here.
I should not have. Oh fuck! I just messed that up. I just wrote that A into art. Because I didn't realize art was the top one, and I want to be like, oh, and also order will influence. So if the person sees an A at the top, she's gonna. All right, the whole story. Imagine it was a science teacher, okay? And also let's now. Okay, so originally when I was talking about this, this starred A was the only one on there. So okay. Oh no, I've really messed that up. Solution. There you go. And that's kind of how that's the nature of dominodal processing, that like if art hasn't done a real evaluation yet, but needs to evaluate her students, needs to make a decision, well, the best we can do is see how they did in the other things. So we understand why we would evolve to, so this is what it looks like now. We understand why we would evolve to go, yeah, this guy's good at art. Because, look at those 2 thumbs up. Now, what if we, and even though they're not related, now, of course, the more associated they are, the more that will add to the weight. But you know what else will add to the weight? How important, for instance, language is. Even if it's completely unrelated to art. Look, math and language are completely unrelated to art ability. Oh wait,
hey Siri,
I just go in a weird circle.
Daniel Kahneman's birthday?
Okay, I did. But if you had, suppose you had
Hey Siri, Google Daniel Kahneman's birthday.
Fashion. If you had a fashion class.
Oh,
okay.
In March.
That it's possible that will carry weight if there's an A in that bias, but it's not going to be perfect to calibrate how much weight it should have. It did not evolve to be able to proportionately judge a student's grades in fashion and extrapolate for their artistic ability. Okay. We've had so much fun. I mean, we've been all over the place, but we're not going to stop now. Phone's gonna. Let's just pause a second. All right, I've done my Duolingo. Let's get back to it. 2024, Shaver 23, Fox D 2138. Ooh, when is summertime? Hey Siri, when does Central European summertime start?
As of 2023, all member states of the European Union observe summertime, daylight saving time, from the last Sunday in March to the last Sunday in October. States within the set area switch to central.
That's it, thank you.
It's nice to be right.
I wish I could enjoy being right. I wish being right didn't absolutely terrify me because of how upset people might get if I don't have an opportunity to show them, to, admit that I'm wrong. Take great solace in the fact that I'm not so smart that, people can't catch my mistakes. Because that would be fucking nightmare. And if you are someone who, not just that you believe you are, but, you have tests, and you're someone who, you very, very rarely, Amos Tversky, bro, people said, he was so smart that he would be talking to another PhD about their field of expertise and would within an hour point out things that they should be doing, even though he had no background in it. And we're not just talking about arrogance, because we're talking about these people going, holy shit, this guy's amazing.
Why would I do that?
So I would not have wanted to be him. Someone said about him, how quickly you realize that he is smarter than you. It is an indication of your intelligence, how quickly you realize that he is more intelligent than you, or something like that.
It's right there.
Okay. I've already wasted 2.5 minutes with this daylight savings time and lore about Tversky. Okay. But look, I'm not here for you, bro. You're here for me. I mean, not you personally, but this is recording for me to be able to get this work done. I'm doing my best to keep it somewhat watchable for at least somebody. Second thing, something just came to mind by what I just said, and that was going to be a second thing. Oh, second thing, guess who I'm actually doing this work for, who I'm here for? Well, yes, it's going to bring me a lot of peace to be able to understand, be a little bit less confused when people say crazy shit to me, be a little bit less tortured by different crazy shit. Wait, you're saying that's true, but he's saying that's true. What's going on?
There's some of my favorite places.
You got to that
there's
conclusion
an
this
antenna,
way. You got to that conclusion this way. Got it. You're both auditing.
And
Got it.
and
Neither you are very erisic. Both of y'all. I think she's right. Okay. So, why am I doing all this? Bro, why am I publishing it? Oh yeah, for the recognition, the fame, to have my name in the books. Okay. But also because I've gotten it. If community suffering, then pay. Basically, pay, when you just see it just written pay, that means discomfort, pain, negative valence emotions. You don't have to make it reasonable. If community suffers, then I am suffering. If I am suffering, no. Why are you suffering? No. This is how you're suffering. Then pay. So there is a mechanism in there. Did y'all say community suffering? Engaging pain response. Okay? Everybody has this. I've got a very, very strong one. But also, if consulted, then in-group. Way I'm wired is when this sits them, it's like, hey, what about this person? Okay, that's not true. There are people I see as the out-group. But I still see them as part of the fucking community. If out-group and not enemy, then community. And I've got the same one, because out-group isn't exactly synonymous with enemy, and in-group isn't exactly synonymous with ally. But they're, of course, associated. Also, everybody, of course, has if out-group, then enemy. Okay? But a lot of people also have its opposite. The opposite of that, the guy who's pieing that, if outgroup, frankly, if outgroup, then yep. Oh, I'm curious about this person. Oh, I'm interested. Oh, this is exciting. Oh, the person's exotic. Hell, you could maybe even say that there are some brains that are sort of wired, and this would actually be advantageous to be in the genes, at least in some part of the population, to be in some part of the pool, to be in the pool, genes that, simply put, if out group, then in group. And the people that would make sense for, I mean, the reason I think that this exists in the gene pool, in the gene it pool, is because one, movement between groups that happens. It is in fact necessary for the species. So there is some minority of the population that is almost attracted to those who are different. That is more eager, or even, whereas most people are kind of averse to outgroup members, there are some that avant. Wow, I am incredible. Really, is that okay? So avant, being the opposite of averse. So there you always want in your tribe a couple people that avant other tribes. One, so that they can go over there if we're overpopulated or whatever. Two, it's good for the species, that the information and culture that they'll take along with them. Three, genetic diversity, for reproduction. So maybe they'll come back, but they have to be attracted to the outgroup, want to go over there, want to get impregnated, and bring some new genes back. So yeah. So if outgroup, then in-group. And then a slightly larger percentage of the population, partly through the benefits of woke culture, or of, our recent culture, we've got people that just kind of, if outgroup, then maybe they don't go as far as like then in group. Oh, I guess you wouldn't be if out group then in group. It'd be like if out group. Well, yeah, then yep. And then avant. Okay. Anyway, so what were we talking about? If community suffering, then pay. Yeah. Anyway, so this my excitement is about not just my name. It's not even my name. Let me remind you.
We gotta redo this
Carousel. Okay.
Dashboard. Shit, bro.
Came up with that halfway through my life. More than halfway through my life. 2/3 through my life. but I do identify with it. But anyway. But oh yeah, and it was gonna be so nice. I was gonna say, not just to have my name in the books, but for the sentence to read, he helped. I helped. That makes me happy. And of course, we know why. It's good for. Yo, you're gonna bust that cable, bro. No, you can't. There's a cable there. You gotta go. Wait, no. Wait. Hold on. Let me help you. There's a cable there, bro. Here, come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Good boy. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. Hey. You. All right. You know what? The cable's unplugged. You're actually fine. Sorry about that. Okay. So anyway, I'm just, I'm not I didn't do any work to care about people. Just the way that I'm wired, that in this system exists. If
it's not possible to go 4 kilometers an hour. Actually, this might be wrong. It might be hard with the GPS to check.
So we
No.
The way I've been phrasing it is not including a subject. So, or sometimes I say something. Sometimes I include a subject, but like if outgroup and not enemy, then community. And it means like if. But I don't want to actually put a subject. That is good that there isn't a subject. That is actually good, isn't it? Do you understand why it's good? So, but I do want a subject, but I don't want the subject to, for instance, be if person is of outgroup and person is not enemy, then person is community. Because it doesn't have to be a person. It's just whatever gets fed into this mechanism. That's why I want a very vague subject. Okay, so we just use from Yodrado that symbol. That typically means person,
Okay.
but we can just say it means whatever the subject is or the thing being described or the object, whatever. Okay? So if...
Very promising, eh, Neo?
helpful. In this case, I'm imagining that it's a placeholder for action. So if action helpful,
3.5 kilometers.
then yep, action. So, but there's this it that exists here. You could feed it something else. Oh, that's an important point. That's because you do really have to keep it open. Because that same it is a part of, maybe is involved in, when you're talking about a person being helpful or... Okay. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Come on. Come on. Good boy. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you know what I learned? You're a Bombay, I think. That's actually photos. I was looking at a photo of you. Sorry. I was looking at a photo of you, and Apple was like, do you want to learn about Bombay cats? I was like, it said, do you want to learn about Bombay? And I didn't understand. I think it'd be cool to visit, but I didn't know what it had to do with you. So then I clicked. It was like a breed of cats. But it's talking about golden eyes. You have green. But then I looked it up. Black cat, short hair, black cat with green eyes. And it was like, it said Bombay again, so. Good. What do you think? Joint or beer? What time is it? 21:53. What do you want to do? Go to like 3 a.m.? We're not going to make a plan. Let's just... At some point, we're going to have to talk to ChatGPT because I like when it's a conversation between us.
Look, we'll see.
And I like the way she phrases things. You know, she does a good job. So I can focus on the thinking and she can focus on the phrasing and cheerleading. Okay. Let me pee real quick. So, oh my gosh, have we done anything since we hit record? I think we have. Wait, did we come up with a word that we haven't written
Maybe
down?
I'll just be stuck up here.
We had ghost it, we did that.
That's okay.
Oh yeah, that symbol. And also, what are the symbols for if and then? I guess in symbolic logic, it's a bar, right, between them. But I want. So we'll just do as in Yodrado. It's Hebrew. So there are two Hebrew symbols. I think it's Bet and Tav. All right, let's just look at that real quick. I mean, you and I were just hanging out, right? Hopefully, I'm second screen. Because, oh my gosh, that would take so much pressure off me. Let me be second screen, bro. And then you can rewind when it's like, oh, damn, I think that's kind of interesting.
Like,
and
this
I think
isn't the place where they said you have
if
to
I focus
have,
and understand it, I will enjoy it.
cross
And you just
tires,
rewind,
is it?
bro. Or don't.
Did other campers
Honestly,
do this
I
place?
repeat myself so much that you'll get it. It'll get in there.
Let's go. Come on.
I feel like I have a lot of experiences to contradict that. Eu trato. Okay. By the way, you know what I've been thinking about recently?
No internet here.
I don't know whether you've heard about it. Well, actually, if you're watching this in some future
So
time.
much for
Actually,
YouTube,
you'll have learned about this. Anyway, well, you don't know exactly which moment this. You know, you're not gonna.
We'll
But anyway,
see whether
you know,
there's
Israel,
internet by
Palestine.
the
All right.
antenna, eh?
So October 7th. Did that end up staying significant? Okay. So that's what's going on now, right? I'm sorry. You have no idea what I'm talking about when I say October. 2023, Juber 07. Hey Siri, what day was October 7th, 2023?
It was Saturday, October 7th, 2023.
Looks
Let me
like we might be
translate for
getting
you.
some more signal.
2023, Juber 07, Fox D. All right. I bet that won't even like be because people are acting like it's a star. Okay. Bet and Tav. Yes. Okay. So. Oh, by the way, you know, I was talking to my Israeli, she's Arab, friend, a few years ago, and she ended up deciding to commit herself to the mosque. But as I would talk to her about the mind, before I really had voice theory, but just that I knew that we were stupid and we were being unreasonable, all of us, and that we were trusting too much in our reasoning abilities. And I knew that people understanding that and realizing that would solve major conflicts. And sort of one of the biggest conflicts of my lifetime, and also what an amazing, I'm sorry for everything, but what an amazing example. Like how fucking stupid. Like it's amazing.
What?
Religion is involved. That's so crazy.
I was in mourning.
And it's like there are enough people that perspective
thinking, and I was upset
in the time that it's happening, Joe.
You know,
because y'all think, and
I was in
oh my
mourning.
gosh. Now there's other stuff at play. There's fear and there's other entitlement. and just natural survivalists, bro. We do what we do to our enemies. That's how we got here. That's how we are alive. And if people realize, oh shit, I'm just running these programs that, yeah, my ancestors, that's how I'm alive, but shit, all these warfare and these. No, but honestly, none of it. I mean, no, on the Palestine side, it is like a major.
See whether we're able to do it.
Because Islam is in its heyday right now. So.
See whether we're about to spend eternity.
Yeah, so I mean, it's different reasons on the different sides. I mean, both of it is, it's a home. That's one thing. Anyway, let's not get into that. The point is, I remember talking to her and wanted her to take what I'm saying seriously. And one of the ways I tried to do that was promises of how, gosh, wouldn't your home be so much better if people had reason to doubt themselves? If they knew their fallibility, if they were motivated to doubt themselves, to sit down and taught,
that's a nice spot,
and to go, not everything, or really anything that I feel or believe to be, that I feel to be good or believe to be true, is.
Okay, maybe not too bad. What's that look like from up?
Do you want me to open that up? All right. So it's kind of cool because I've always had that concept in the back of my mind. And I have made major progress in the last, few months. And so it's quite timely. It's just unfortunate that...
I did
but maybe there'll be another big, huge, gigantic event. And by then I'll be ready and people will be ready to listen. People would listen now, but I don't know how to spread this.
Dude.
You're gonna have, for now, people would have to come to me and always. All right, anyway.
In some Spanish
we're just hanging out. All right, so we're gonna use the pari symbol.
Yo, is this for a 4x4 only, bro? I don't know. We may have found out, bro. Surely there's another. Maybe going the other, leaving.
So we're gonna use far. This is a Georgian character that will align with the circle on top.
We haven't had such an incline where we're like that, right?
So, but the line goes through actually.
I don't believe this.
Placeholder.
I mean, I should.
For subject / object of it. And then if you're talking about some other thing, well, in my language you would put an X
only
underneath.
2 more kilometers, buddy.
You know what?
Oh, fuck. And if we slide back, though...
I hate to say
geez. I hope there's another way
I also love to say it. I think this might be completely unnecessary.
There's nothing to, break our bumper
we can just use P and Q.
Keep us from going off the
things
side.
Like that. If P helpful.
If we lose traction and can't pull ourselves
P
up.
Helpful. Then yep. P.
But this is the kind of thing that we want, isn't it? I think we need to cut off contact with the parents, because...
Or we gotta be using the symbols. Hebrew. Alright, so...
Cut off money.
Bet.
We have this fucking thing.
Bet.
See, when we were in the woods, we were able to cut off contact.
And, I know I see patterns and stuff. It's just sometimes it's like you'd never know where some of these things came from because there are like multiple streams that, like, for instance, bet just makes sense for if, like, bet this. I guess it makes more sense for then.
They're doing their best, I guess.
So never mind. Okay, so bet far Bet far helpful. And you know what? If you need to distinguish, you can start using P and Q and all of that. But as just the basic generic placeholder where there's no need to distinguish, where you can just imagine is almost empty, let's use far. Bet far helpful. Tav. I can never remember how to write these. Tav. Yep. Far. I'm gonna put the it symbol.
I can't believe we're allowed to drive here.
Boom. Put a little colon.
It's great.
So here's an it.
It's great.
Bet far helpful. Tav yep
Humans
far. Obviously.
look out for themselves, I guess.
Hi.
But I like the what's it called? Something paternalism.
I should have I do have a in my
'Cause,
language.
You know, tourists can't know.
I have a word in my
This is gonna be
language
a bad idea
for
or not.
the word that
we're
used to
spending
mean
on it and other stuff.
what is now.
So it is. I mean, like
represented by
I would say it's a nice recommendation.
Just
Right,
2
alright, it's not
last
illegal for you to
seconds.
drive along this
and
road,
kind of,
but you're probably gonna get stuck.
wow.
And it's gonna be expensive to
So let's just change that in here to yep. Okay. So let's just for fun. Just write that one more time.
get.
Oh, and you know what?
Squad.
We can also just keep it simple. That means good.
I think we might actually.
And
get
so there was
some.
some
Well, we'll
node
see.
for good
But surely people
that
aren't
was
like people are going
activated
for a walk
by
out there.
slapped by the
What
things
they,
the thing
they're
having been
walking,
helpful.
they're parking.
We don't
like those
retain the
girls
information
did,
that
and
it was
then they're
specifically
walking.
helpful, but it's good. Spell.
I don't know. I
That's
feel
how
like there's
spell
got to be
happens.
another way to get out of here.
And we don't need commas.
Somebody who didn't want
and then
adventure would have
tab.
checked that beforehand.
Wow.
I really hope this isn't the place that said
Wow, yeah, that's kind of pretty.
you need cross tires.
Yo, Bedfar Gamma. How do you do, what do I have for the up accent? Acute? Did I just put acute? No, it's something acuter than that, I think.
That looks like a proper vehicle. Oh, there's no other people. We'll be the ones to test it.
Agu. Yo. Bedfar Gamma Agu. Bedfar Gamma Agu. Tav. Wow. Far, bro. Like, I don't know what you don't understand.
Just a little
Bet
over a kilometer left. Buddy.
far Gamma Agu.
Oh, fuck off.
Tav. Wow. Far. If a thing is good, approve
I had a dream that
thing. Vote
I
for
was offering
thing.
to someone to use my jack. There's some
Transmit.
confusion
Tell
about what I was talking about.
the neighbor niggas that it's good.
Let's see whether that was a premonition.
Okay.
It would be very inconvenient if I got a flat tire here.
You guys having fun? Do we love that audit? Boom.
Could be a good idea is to take the
We got
scale off
opits.
so that if I get a flat tire on the way
We got
back,
ghosteds.
I don't. One thing I don't have to do is
We got
get the
logits.
spare off.
Audit and opit, a ghosted, a logit. So we've talked about a lot of important stuff, I think.
These rocks and okay.
What do you reckon we
It's just hard for me to imagine.
talk
we've
to
been
Seri
doing
now?
More declines than.
Harrison Seri sitting in a tree. Hey, come on, get on my knee. Oh no, you're so warm. That's bad for my sperm. Get it? Because she's a laptop. But on my laptop development of my fap
You discover a place
slop.
like this.
You know, I would have gone in a rap if I didn't need to teach y'all about yourselves.
My dog isn't dead, is he? Where the fuck is- oh, there he is.
And my biggest regret in life is that I don't write
Less
beautiful,
than 3/4
beautiful
kilometer, buddy. You're doing absolutely fantastic.
ballads like that one. Sonnet is what I want to say. Yeah. I was going to explain to my mom fap. I decided not to. But just understand that was not gibberish, and it was
And you know what? Obviously, it's
great.
my fault and your previous
Hilarious.
one. It's our fault. It's my
so
fault.
clever.
You're out of shape.
Um,
I'm sorry.
So we've recorded for almost 3 hours now, and you know what we haven't done? What we started recording for. Just to look at this fucking taxonomy and not get upset about their dumbass definitions and their dumbass ignorance. Now they won't listen to me. And just break down the fallacies into their parts. You know, something interesting happened. Because you were just hanging out. What's up, buddy? Hey, Neo. By the way, amazing. You've been so good. Also, I won't be able to sleep because he just cries all night. And he just wants to go outside, hunt. And I feel terrible at it. First of all, it's distracting. Just the noise. Second of all, I'm constantly worried that he's going to find somewhere to get out. And third of all, brother, I'm sorry. Like, I'm the last guy to bring a wild thing inside, bro. I'm trying to go into the wild. But you know, and you're gonna have a chance. I'm gonna get you comfortable. Make sure you know you can be happy here. And then we'll have the door will be open and you can come and go as you please. As long as you come. Oh, your shit smells terrible, bro. You don't wanna. Did you wipe? Stay on the foot. Stay at the foot end. Okay. Alright. Enough for this comedy special. Let's get back to work. Alright. Are we ready to move on from these pages? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I left some loose ends, but anything urgent? Why am I not doing live? Why am I not on YouTube live? I could actually have people responding. Obviously, I'm scared. I'm scared to take up that space I'm imposing to get a whole bunch of people going, what the fuck? Why did I click on that? Or whatever. But you know, it's not even just like, oh gosh, this is so awesome. Let's do the its for it. So there's this thing called the spotlight effect, which is that people will notice all your mistakes and retain them. So if mistake, then if P mistake, then Q notice. John Q public. Okay. Pun intended, bro. Pun intended. No, I'm not saying pun intended. I'm saying pun intended, bro. You got me? If P mistake, then Q notice. That's one of the its of the. Oh, let's do it. So we got a if P mistake.
It's not easy,
Then
but
Q notice.
maybe we're doing it.
Oops.
Definitely worth it, bro.
And
Fuck
we also,
yeah.
the human mind system is really cool at
Fuck
running
yeah,
through
dude.
scenarios.
This is perfect,
So
dude.
basically,
Fuck yeah, we'll
it
spend
can
6 months here, bro.
imagine that condition. So
Fuck
so
yeah.
P doesn't have to actually make a mistake.
Fuck yeah, bro.
But if P, who's me, makes a mistake, then Q will notice is an it that exists in my mind. Now, I don't have to make a mistake to then conclude that Q has noticed. I'm able to imagine it, which is one amazing thing about the brain. So basically, there was some previous it that slapped all this stuff. It was like, yo, let's run this